Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Shima, and today is Sunday, July 19th. I'm going to be continuing to play the game Persona 3 Reload as a part of my Persona A Day series. That's where I've been playing the game one in-game day at a time, right alongside the real calendar. I'm going to start off by going over what we did yesterday to make sure we're all coming into today with the same information. Then we'll move into today's gameplay and see what we can get up to, and after that we'll come back here to the desk and talk about it some. I'll have timestamps in the description in case you want to jump ahead to a different section. And please be aware that since this is a full playthrough of the game, we will be encountering spoilers. So let's start off by going over what happened yesterday on Saturday the 18th. Before the day even really got going, early morning, I received a call from Elizabeth. She said that there was a previously blocked path in Tartars that was now accessible. So the next time we head there, we can advance higher up the tower. It had been a while since anything had changed within the tower, so that'll be exciting the next time we're able to get back there to continue our investigation and exploration. From there, I headed off to school and met up with Junpei at the gates before we headed in. There's been a little bit of tension between us for the last week or so. You could argue for the last couple months, really, but it really kind of came to a boil after the full moon operation last Tuesday. Junpei has consistently felt that he's kind of being unfairly singled out, and he feels like he is capable of doing the same leadership kind of things I am. And I don't disagree with him, but that all just kind of, like I said, came to the forefront last Tuesday. He's been avoiding us and just kind of trying to work things out on his own since then. And he kind of felt like he turned a corner this past Sunday as he was looking more internally on some of the problems he's facing and realizing that some of them might be his own doing. So I appreciated the fact that he kind of just took the initiative yesterday morning to reach out to me. It was still kind of awkward and that kind of walking on eggshells between the two of us. And he said, "So, yeah, it's the last day of exams today, right? I'm pretty excited. I bet you are too." And I didn't want to press things any further either. I just kind of kept it light and just, stayed in the topic of the moment and said, yeah, I'm excited for getting through these as well. And he was like, yeah, me too. So it was very little dialogue, very little content really, but it was just having those communications between the two of us that was super encouraging. So from there, that took us into class. As that conversation suggested, yesterday was the last day of our week-long first semester final exams. Those started back on Tuesday, and they had run all the way through yesterday's classes. It was really nice to get to those final day of testing. I'd been very fortunate the last prior days and was able to answer the first 4 days of questions correctly. I was anxious to hope that the final day would be just as accommodating to me, but not knowing what was coming up, I just had to hope and try to be prepared. And thankfully, the game didn't actually ask me, the player, a question. Our character was able to understand the material, said his pen was flying across the paper, it seemed easy, so what a good way to finish the exams. Still remains to be seen how the grade actually comes out, but all this week I've been very encouraged by what I've seen and what I've been able to accomplish with those exams. But yesterday being the last day of those exams was just extremely exciting for everybody in the school. And eventually that day came to an end, and there was just that collective sigh of relief of that freedom, that accomplishment. No longer being burdened by studying and having free time again, all those great things. And summer, it's summer right now, so there's also all of that opportunity. So after school, Junpei, Yukari, and I were, celebrating being finished with the exams and thought we should do something fun to kind of celebrate. We decided to go somewhere in the afternoon. Yukari went off to let Fuuka know about the plans and invite her along because she's in the next class over. And so after she left, that kind of left Junpei and I alone to talk it out a bit more. And this time, rather than being indirect and just the equal of how's the weather sort of conversation, Junpei actually said, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I know I've been acting like kind of a jerk recently, and I'm sorry." And that was so cool of him to approach me like that because he was kind of being abrupt at times, but I don't blame him for anything that went down, and I tried to say as much yesterday and saying, don't worry about it. Could we have both handled things better? Yeah, I want to own my side of that as well. I wasn't doing enough to kind of give Junpei the congratulations and the kudos he deserved for his contributions, so it's nice to be able to kind of put that behind us and both meet in the middle and kind of just look each other in the eye again and say, yeah, I'm sorry too. Let's move past this sort of thing. Let's not dwell on it. Let's not let it change things any more than it already has. Let's move past it. So it really felt like we turned that corner yesterday after school and just that short conversation between the two of us. So hopefully we can keep that going. So we met up with Fuuka, and we were going to head out of the school. We picked up Akihiko along the way, so it was a good group of us coming out the front doors there. Natsuki Moriyama, of all people, she came and saw all of us leaving, and she was going to talk to Fuuka. Apparently Moriyama had some supplementary classes she was needing to attend, so I'm not sure if exams went well for her, or how exams really went for her, but it didn't sound like necessarily that great considering. But she didn't want to interrupt. She said, Fuuka, you're busy. I guess, maybe another time then. It was really cool of Fuuka to say, no, I want to go with you, Natsuki. She excused herself from our group and said, she'll see us back at the dorm. We'll celebrate later, but she wants to spend some more time with her friend. They've been becoming a bit closer recently, and it was really just cool for Fuuka to take that step and say, no, this is what I want to do. I want to spend the afternoon with Natsuki. And Moriyama seemed excited for that as well, so I'm glad they're both getting closer. And Junpei said the same. It's like, they've really changed a lot recently, haven't they? So it's nice for to see them both, to have each other to support. So the rest of us continue to head out. And then who should approach us but the extremely unlikely duo of Ken Amada and Chairman Ikutsuki. Two people that, we're all familiar with, but never together. To see them both at the high school gates after school seemed unusual. Also unusual seemed to be Akihiko's reaction. I don't know why, but he seemed a touch anxious for some reason. He didn't seem like his usual confident self in the dialogue, and he didn't say much. He kind of just stayed behind us and observed without saying a whole lot. And the chairman stopped us and said, introduced us to Ken, who we surprised him and said, oh yeah, we know. We met him. I've been seeing him at Naganaki Shrine on Sundays recently. Junpei and Yukari seem to be spending even more time with him around, so the chairman was like, oh, well, that kind of makes things easier then. And he went on to explain that Amada doesn't really have anywhere to be this summer. He doesn't have family to go stay with, so he was going to just plan to stay at the elementary school dorm by himself. Apparently everybody else was going home or doing other things for the summer, and that would have just left Amada by himself, which didn't sound like a lot of fun, of course. So the chairman thought that Amada should move into our dorm for the summer to be around some other people. And Yukari was a little apprehensive on that, and kind of, without saying it outright, basically talked about the extracurricular activities we do, implying the Dark Hour and Tartarus and fighting the shadows and things, and that's kind of why our dorm exists the way it does. And we didn't really want to drag an innocent elementary schooler into that mix. But Chairman Ikutsuki said, well, that's no problem then. Something else I wanted to mention was that Ken Amada here, he has the same potential that all of you do. It seems that he has the same persona abilities that you all do. So that was quite a surprise. None of us saw that coming. Akihiko especially kind of seemed to, again, be taken by surprise on that. As far as Akihiko goes, Ken saw Akihiko back there and said, you're Akihiko Sanada-senpai, aren't you? You're that boxing team captain that hasn't lost a fight yet. It's so cool to meet you. I've been following all your fights. And so really cool. It felt like Ken was meeting a hero of his, or a motivational figure of some sort. And even still, Akihiko was kind of like, basically. He didn't really lean into the, I'm glad you're a fan sort of thing. There was definitely something else weighing on Akihiko's mind. But it sounds like we've got a new person at the dorm for the summer, and also we've got potentially a new teammate. There's a lot of details to work out, of course, with Ken being an elementary school student and not knowing what his persona or his abilities are. There's a lot of unknowns right now, so we can't just say, we've got a new member of the team, because there's a lot of, I's to dot and T's to cross, but it's potential to move forward. So that was a nice afternoon of surprises. And from there, we made our way back to the dorm. And when we got there, Chairman Ikutsuki stopped Junpei and I, and he gave us a black sword. And he said, hey, this is kind of a reward for all of the things you've been doing recently. There's an antique store at the Polonia Mall that just opened up, Mayo Ido Antiques, or just reopened. I want you to take that there. That'll, think of this as a bit of a reward for everything you've done. And Junpei and I kind of looked at each other, kind of confused, and Junpei asked him, what's the deal? Why would taking a sword to an antique place be a reward for us? And the chairman, in his usual way, said, why don't you just go there? You'll know more once you actually see and experience it. So we did. we headed over, and basically we got there, and the owner of the antique store, she at first kind of seemed to wonder what we were doing there, but then we showed her the sword, and she said, you must be the ones that Kurosawa mentioned. So she seems to have some sort of ties to Officer Kurosawa. But she said that the black sword and other items like that are actually base materials that she can use alongside other crafting ingredients to make special weapons, armor, and accessories for us. So that was actually very cool. A lot of the things she offers require the gems we've been finding, the onyx, malachite, and all those things. She's got various items that she'll trade, and we can use those for ingredients to make new weapons and armor. So it's just a whole new set of resource pools and bits of equipment that we can acquire in a different, non-financial, non-discovering in the wild means. So it's going to be kind of good to really sit down and try to go through all the different options that are available right now, because I don't have a lot of crafting materials, but a lot of the things that we can craft right now are significantly higher quality than what I currently have. So between that and some new material or some new weapons and things that Officer Kurosawa was selling, I want to just really take a look and try to update the team's gear now that some new stuff is available. Also stopped in the Aohige Pharmacy. He had a couple new status recovery items that were available. And there was a sale going yesterday, so I did stock up to 5 of each of those new items in inventory. So we've just got that nice little backup in case status effects become a problem again later like they were during the full moon. And so after kind of doing all those rounds, it took us to the evening, and I had a little bit of time left. And I decided one of the opportunities was to continue gardening the rooftop planters with Junpei. It really felt fitting yesterday, considering trying to mend some fences with him and open up more dialogue and just kind of move past that tension. So I wanted to spend that time with him, keeping our hands busy doing a task while also being able to just kind of idly chat and just really make sure that we're both good with everything that's happening. And it was a lot of fun. It kind of built on the last time we were tending the garden together, and Junpei wanted to try to cultivate some high-quality vegetables because he figured this was going to be our means to easy street. As expensive as those, top-quality bits of produce are at the store, he figured he can be set for life if he can just create some really good vegetables. And we talked about how much work actually goes into it, all the little details and tasks that seem kind of hard at first, like how much water these plants need, or what to do if this bug is affecting things, that sort of thing. So it was not just that passive, easy work. It was a challenge, but it's the kind of thing you learn and grow from. The kind of thing that next time, you've got a question on how much water those tomatoes need. It's like, oh, I remember dealing with those last time. It's you do this, and you do that for this situation. So we just kind of talked about how this was almost like training for us. And, we are getting better, and the plants leveled up. Junpei said, kind of like an RPG. He played a little like victory jingle and said, the plants leveled up from all the work we did. And we were kind of able to apply that same logic beyond just gardening and like anything we do. Once you do it and you gain that base understanding, it gets easier next time, and you can just rely on those past experiences to grow and inform future choices, decisions, and abilities. Also kind of fitting coming off of exams for that same logic. And he was excited that progress we were making, even though it was work. And he wants to continue to work on that. So it'll be nice next time we've got another chance to get up there and just continue our quest for the luxurious vegetables. So it was a productive, fun evening. It wasn't just totally relaxing, but it wasn't high stress either. We didn't go into Tartarus. We weren't facing new enemy shadows. We were just taking that time to put in some good effort, spend some time together, and get some good rewards from it. Felt like a nice way to cap off a busy week of exams. So from there, we got cleaned up, headed to bed at a decent hour, and I think we were all excited about coming into Sunday and just having that day off. We're also coming into a potential beach trip to Yakushima this week. I'm not sure if that was Monday or Tuesday, but that should be right around the corner. That was contingent on successful exam results, so everybody's kind of keeping our fingers crossed there, but that was a good bit of motivation to have coming through the exam week as well. But yeah, it was a good day yesterday. I think we left everything in a good state to take us into today for another hopefully fun day. So I will get us over to the game and we'll see how that goes. Wait just a moment. Alright. And so this is pretty close to where we left off yesterday. We're tending the rooftop planters to end the day with Junpei. So we'll kind of finish off this scene, and that should take us into today to see what today does.
Da, 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 da. The veggies have leveled up.
Yep, so that should help our harvest once we harvest these.
Whew, another day of hard, honest work. Let's head back downstairs.
So yeah, kind of just a nice, easy cap off for the way things came together for the week and yesterday. Yep, with that was how Saturday ended, so we have caught up to Sunday the 19th. The post-exam break begins today. What a great sigh of relief for just everybody making it through those exams, to wake up this morning and just say, we made it. It's done. We don't have to go to school and continue these tests and stress out with studying, and it's just that sense of relief. They weren't even real tests for me. It was a game, but I still feel excited having made it past them as I have. So I can only imagine what an actual student would feel in this situation. I mean, I can think back to what it felt like, but still feels good. And the home shopping show. Gotta start with Tanaka's Amazing Commodities. An irritatingly catchy song comes from the speakers.
It's Amazing Commodities!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Home Shopping Show, Tanaka's Amazing Commodities. I'm your host, Tanaka, with a live presentation of my amazing commodities. We'll show you great products at unbeatable prices. So don't touch that dial, because you won't want to miss these.
I'm going to do it!
Today we're introducing the Sweet Seasonal Corn Set. You gotta have corn for summer. Sweet, sweet corn.
Good, good.
First up, we have the Tetracorn, and you get 3 of them. This is one item I highly recommend. Oh my goodness, it's wonderful. But wait, there's more.
Not bad, kid.
We'll throw in this. Makara corn, too. Guess how many? 3. All this for just 14,800 yen. Ooh, that's kind of pricey for corn. This is a special limited product available today only. You heard right, today only. Ooh, should I buy the Tetracorn set for 14,800? My knee-jerk reaction on this, I mean, as far as I remember, you can see that it's a consumable item based on its icon. I can't exactly remember what the 2 variants of corn do, if they are a defensive buff item or exactly what that is, but for that kind of money, I mean, that's comparable to a new weapon or new piece of armor for us. And considering I'm looking to do some shopping the next chance I get, depending on how tomorrow plays out, maybe even, if schedules work out that way, for Officer Kurosawa's sale, I kind of like to have money to allocate towards that rather than different types of corn. Hopefully it's not a decision I come back to like, oh, if only I had that Tetracorn. But for today, I think this is going to be one of those atypical amazing commodities and that I am not going to buy today. Sorry, President Tanaka.
Thanks, kid.
Next time, we'll be introducing part 2 of the designer brand set. Don't miss it. That's it for today. We're all sold out. Sorry, folks.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you next Sunday. Same time, same channel. The shopping program is over. Okay. Well, it was still fun to watch the program. Let's check our mail. Innocent Sin Online. New message from Maya. Heyo, friendo. Hehe. Time to go monster hunting. As it is Sunday, that has been my Sunday go-to, and I don't necessarily see that changing today unless other things are very motivating. And an ad from Wakatsu. Healthy brain food. Are you eating well? Keeping a well-balanced diet nourishes your brain, which in turn can improve your studies. We prepare great food with all our hearts just for you. Remember, a healthy brain stems from healthy food. Wakatsu's got your back. Okay, so talking it out in the moment there before we see what everyone else did. It's Sunday. As I like to do on Sundays, the online game Innocent Sin Online with Maya has just been so much fun that I really am almost certainly going to do that unless something else comes up that, like I say, really draws my attention away from that. We're quite far in the Hermit Social Link storyline, so I want to continue that and see where that goes. There's a chance that now that we're coming into summer, there might be more days off to actually devote to spending time online, but it's one of those kind of like, I know I've got the chance now, so why pass up the chance now when who knows what tomorrow will bring. Speaking of what tomorrow will bring, we do have a trip coming up. Okay, that is starting tomorrow, the Yakushima vacation. Monday through Thursday. Super exciting. Very, very exciting. I mean, yeah. Also, that being the case, it seems unlikely that I will have a chance to get out and do anything. Well, there are exam results. That's a scary thought. And the ending ceremony. So yeah, this means summer vacation is right around the corner. And we get this nice little post-exam break here, and if we can spend it at Yakushima, could you really ask for a better kickoff to the real bit of a summer break there? But that's all to say that I think doing some fun gaming with Maya sounds like a lot of fun today. So I'm going to, as I do, head downstairs, see if anybody's around that wants to talk about anything, take a stroll out around, and make my way back here. Looks like everybody's out doing other things today. Can't blame them, it's a nice summer day. Gotta see if we can catch up the credits of this week's episode of Phoenix Ranger Featherman R, potentially. No, it's not. Oh, it's kind of a bummer. Solar eclipse on the 22nd, said to be the longest solar eclipse in history. Okay, I mean, that is exciting information. Viewers will only be able to see 25% of the sun from Tokyo and 18% from Osaka. As a result of the eclipse, the temperature will drop slightly. Exciting stuff. That was the 22nd, they said, right? Right in the middle of the vacation. Okay, well, let's take a walk around town, see the different places, see who's out there to talk to. I wonder if we'll see any students around celebrating being done with exams now. I also just realized I didn't check and see what everyone else had done with their day. I've kind of made my plan for the afternoon, so let's see what everyone else did before we head out and around. 94% with social links. Old couple, Maya and Suimitsu. All good choices. Just again, though, with it being Sunday and with the usual limited availability of Maya, that would be between those three where my attention would be drawn. 6% went daily life, which you can't really go wrong with. And, there was about 25% of people went to Tartars last night, so everyone's average level in floors explored has been moving up again. Not quite as much as I would have expected them to, but they said average level of 30. Yeah, we're more or less right there. It'll be nice to get Mitsuru back in the party to catch up with everybody else a little bit. I don't know when we'll get to Tartarus. I mean, there's potentially a chance tonight, but with a vacation tomorrow, spending the night late fighting shadows seems a little dubious. I mean, it wouldn't be bad to get there just to kind of potentially get some spending money for the next time I can do some shopping, but let's start at the station mall. Then we'll take the station down to Port Island Station and we wrap our way back up. Yeah, nobody new to talk to down here. Nice and busy here again. You can really tell that it's a Sunday and people have some time off. Different groups around. Much busier than a normal evening here. And while we're here, I gotta stop in the Net Cafe. Because like I said, one of these days they're gonna have something new for me. Nope, still not today, though. So if nothing else, to step into a business and enjoy some of that air conditioning for a few minutes as I continue my day. And we are still seeing some apathy syndrome people around. I think the news was talking about as much the other day, so kind of unusual after a full moon. Usually those cases seem to totally go away, but they've definitely come down from what they were, but not back to zero from what it seemed like in past months. A couple people. Was this the skilled reporter? It is. I saw a girl in a white frilly dress in front of the station. It was a beautiful dress, and it offset her stunning red hair so well. That gothic Lolita style is hard to pull off, but she had it down perfectly. Maybe I should say hi to her when I see her next time. I believe we have a better idea who that person is from what we've seen in some of those evening cutscenes, most recently being during the full moon. There was that group of 3 on the rooftop across the street who have been watching us, apparently since April. They seem to be following the lead of the tattooed guy that wasn't wearing a shirt. There was a guy in a green jacket. I think they said his name was Jean. And then there was the girl in the white dress that we were just talking about there. We didn't really know what their story is, but they seem to be working with that revenge website that we'd heard about probably a month or so ago as well. So a lot of unknowns with that group, but they've been seen around as well. There have been as many rumors about the guy without a shirt on as well. So they're not secretive about being in town. And here's the precocious girl who's been concerned that she's not being prepared enough for middle school in her elementary school classes. Our teacher didn't give us much homework over summer break. The other classes were jealous, but I'll be in middle school next year. I feel underprepared. And we've said before, this kind of encapsulates it really well, that grass is always greener idea, talking about how all the other students feel jealous that they've got a bunch of homework and she doesn't, but she sees the other side and feels just as jealous. And it's like, I wish I had more homework. I want to do more to get ready. So it's kind of a challenge in that regard, and she wants to do as much as she can to just keep looking forward, but there's always that caution of not missing the moment by focusing only on where you're going. Let's head down here to Port Island Station. And then take this look up here. I don't normally look at these upper areas. Yeah, nobody to talk to up here, though. And the movie theater's super busy today. Aha! There are some familiar faces. Yukari and Fuuka. Yukari, how's the day? I wanted to pick out a new swimsuit, but none of them caught my eye. I wonder why, though. It's not like the selection was bad or anything. Maybe I'm just not in the mood for shopping. And Fuuka. Nice to see her spending time with Yukari. I was really expecting to see her down in the lounge like we've seen the last handful of Sundays. Probably where I'd be if I had the day to myself, but yeah, kudos to her for hanging out and doing something fun with Yukari. I'm going with Yukari-chan to look for a swimsuit to wear in Yakushima. I've never bought a swimsuit for fun before. Yukari-chan didn't really seem into it, though. You think she's nervous about the trip? Perhaps. And I'm good on the plants from the gardening store there, so I don't need to pick up anything there. They don't have anything new anyway, but I've still got a good handful on hand. And for anybody that missed it, we were able to feed the weak cat for one of Elizabeth's requests. And we were able to feed the weak cat enough to the point that it wasn't weak anymore. It became the energetic cat. And instead of a mew, it was a loud meow. It had all of its energy back, and it was full of life. And that was super exciting, but that was the last we saw of the energetic cat. It's off enjoying life somewhere now, using that energy to explore and experience new things and have the best cat life it can. So I still miss the weak cat, the energetic cat. I still want to say mew for it, but I'm happy that it's out living its life, so we're going to just hope all is still well for it. Timid cat's still back here. And delinquents, I hope your summer is progressing well. So, that was a nice visit to the Port Island Station area. Let's head up to the mall. And there is Junpei. Hey, Junpei.
Hey,
I came to pick some swimwear for Yakushima, but I don't know which one to get. I asked Sanada-san, but he doesn't give a crap about fashion. So it's up to you, dude. Tell me, what should I bring? All sorts of interesting choices. Trunks, swim briefs, a one-piece bathing suit, or a red loincloth. As interesting as all those choices are, I'm thinking we'll just keep it basic and suggest trunks. The basics, huh? I don't know, is that the style I should go for? Interesting to ask one's opinion and then question it once it's given. It's almost like he kind of wanted permission for something more atypical. Like, I really thought I should go with the one piece as well. Gamer student, how are exams? Hey, I saw that guy tossing the ball into the arcade again. I walked up to him so I could ask him what the ball was, but he just glared at me over his sunglasses. Then he walked out of the arcade without another word. Man, he's scarier than I thought. What games do they have today? The usual three, yep, Punch Boxer, Real Wheel Racer, and Edgar's House of Fortunes. So cool to have a new shop out here as well with this antique store. I really do need to make a decision on what items to pick up with the materials I have. It's one of those things where if you don't use them, it's kind of a waste because eventually they'll be outpaced by other new gear. So to not take the new gear while it is actually still current and beneficial, but you don't want to also rush into it and use up a bunch of supplies that could be more useful later. So like everything else, it's that balancing act. So we'll still stop in there today and say hi. But I really kind of want to try to line that up with a sale at Officer Kurosawa's, just to really be able to easily compare and contrast and say, well, I'm going to get this one weapon from the antique store, so I don't need to buy one, or I'll make this one piece of armor so I can not have to buy that. Try to make the best of what I've got.
Right.
Nice to see the pharmacist is still having fun. So, pharmacist, thank you for everything. It was a great sale yesterday. I like the new products. And I hope you're having a good Sunday. I'm going to be on a trip for a few days, so you might not see me. So enjoy your time until I come back, and I'll catch you up when I return.
You got everything you need?
I do, yes, thank you.
Come again, yeah?
I will. And yeah, of the antiques I was looking at, some of the crafting, there was a sword for Mitsuru that's where I was leaning towards. It was a huge step up from the sword she has right now, and it's slightly better than the one Officer Kurosawa was selling. So that's probably the direction I was going to look, but I didn't want to commit to anything and regret it later, so. I did a lot of browsing without a lot of choosing. But this is the Maya Uedo shopkeeper, just our second day interacting with her. Don't you have any gems? I highly suggest you try to find as many as you can. I may be the only shop owner who accepts gems as currency. True. Although other shop owners will probably give me currency for the gems, so that's a different use for them. I can detect the true power of a gem, you see. Even if others consider them useless rocks, I may still need them. So bring the gems you find to me. And I do plan to prioritize using the gems here as opposed to selling them, but at times, if it comes to it, that is a resource I have that could be used that way.
Which one?
I think it was the Nile Blade. Yeah, this is what I was looking to make potentially for Mitsuru. You know, from 115 up to 157. And again, we don't use our attacks especially a lot. There's a lot of things done with our personas, but this has auto Tsukukaja as well, which boosts accuracy and evasion, just at the start of every
You
fight.
should learn how to identify fakes. You won't find any in my store, but other antique shops may carry them. There are all kinds of people in this world, like liars and cheats.
Good advice. Yeah, the gloves here are a slight boost up from the Jack's gloves we received from Elizabeth, but not necessarily enough. And, you know, again, it's a nice step up from the C's great sword to the Claymore, but the accuracy hit's kind of a bummer. And you know, the other sword here, that is a really nice attack and accuracy bonus, plus counter strike. I mean, those are all really good
Everything I
things.
craft is sure to be useful against the shadows. Give them a go, will you?
But I've also got a black sword here, which I can use to just make 3 different swords, all for Tom. So if I was to have this black sword to make something for him, it seems like using the Nile Blade there would be better to make something for somebody else, which is kind of why I was leaning towards Mitsuru for it.
What would you like?
And these are definitely not near the same level of a boost compared to the other. I like the Nameless Katana for the fact that it's got the all stats plus 1. You know, it's not a huge boost, but all stats plus 1 is nice, and the accuracy is all but perfect.
Both antiques and gems can lose their luster very easily if you don't take good care of them. So, what will it be?
And the plate mail here, I mean, you know, 41 points of bonus on top of the muscle shirt, and even more than that over those master garments. So I definitely want to plan to make one of those, I think. You know, it was that or the leg protectors, since they both take
Everything I
malachite.
craft is sure to be useful against
And they
the
both take
shadows.
Nile cloth, and I've only got the one
Give
Nile
them a
cloth.
go,
So even if I could
will
make
you?
multiple. And, you know, these are 10 less defense, and they're, you know, they've got other bonuses. They're reducing slash damage, or magic +5, but they're also restricted items, whereas anybody could equip the plate mail. And likewise with the leg protector. So, that will be a decision, but just evasion is always a chance, but we're going to get hit. So having good defense is just kind of
should learn how to identify.
just kind of always that benefit to mitigate
in my
damage.
store, but other antique shops may carry them.
But I don't think I need to worry about that
All
now.
kinds of people in this
If we do
world.
end up heading to Tartarus tonight, I could always stop back here
cheats.
tonight, assuming she's still open in the evening hours. So
Everything
just kind of wanted to give you that tour and kind of talk it out for myself as well to kind of reaffirm my plans. And I do feel good actually putting words to that and saying, yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. Just to try to be better prepared in the moment.
What'll it be? What are you looking for?
We've got the army vest here. I'd like to buy that on sale. And like I say, that costs almost as much as those 6 pieces of corn. So between 6 pieces of corn or some nice solid defense, I'd kind of like the nice solid defense. And those are going to be expensive.
Everything stocked here is through my personal connections.
Even outfit the entire party. And once it's on sale, it's probably going to be close to 14,000.
Just be careful.
That would basically be our bank balance just for defense here. But if I can make 1 piece of armor, that actually makes the other piece of armor over there sound all the better, because that'll be 1 less bit of armor I'll have to buy, and I could get the entire team geared up with armor. So I will probably do that. So, Officer Kurosawa, I thank you for the new selection. I also want to mention to you that I'm going on vacation with everybody, so if you don't see me for a few days, that is where I will be. So I hope you have a good week, and I'll be excited to see you again.
Come back soon.
I will. And one last stop while we're at the mall here. And I've still got Lamia, so I've still got the right persona to spend time with Maya, so I don't need to pick anything up while I'm here.
Good day.
Elizabeth, how you doing?
Are you accepting a request?
Yep, no new requests. Good there.
Very well.
Let's stop in and say hi to Igor as well. Kind of let them both know as well that I'm going on vacation. Just kind of, not that they probably necessarily need to care, but that bit of a heads up in case they don't see
Welcome
me.
to the Velvet Room.
So Igor, Elizabeth, I hope you're having a good Sunday. I hope it's a nice, relaxing day. I just want to mention that the team and I are going away for a while. So however you want to contact me if you choose to, I know you've got your ways, but I won't necessarily be here for a few days, so that's where I'll be and what I'll be doing and who I'll be with. I'm excited to see you again when I return.
We look forward to your next visit.
Just that nice little stop in, say hi, wish him well. And it also just kind of feels like I'm rounding out the day here, so this isn't just sitting down at the computer in my room, not even leaving the room and just doing that. That doesn't sound bad necessarily, but this is just that little bit more. And Suimitsu, good to see you as well. Congrats on making it through exams. Let's have some fun this summer. Let's take a break at Naganaki Shrine before we make our way back to the dorm. Anybody here today? Nope, Maiko's friend Stripey doesn't seem to be around today either, unless he's hiding somewhere else I haven't encountered yet. Last time I was here, I stopped by the tree, and it feels like it's been such a long time with exams. Let's just take a nice little break here to enjoy nature, enjoy the tree, look around at the summer environment all around us, so just take some deep breaths and unwind for a second. Okay, how's everybody feeling? Nice and relaxed? Okay, good. I'm feeling good too. Let's move on with our day. Kind of felt like we did our productivity walk around the town. Took a bit of a break with it, so I can get back to the dorm now and just sit down at the computer and enjoy some fun. It's been a while since I've saved it. A whole day since I've saved it. It's been fun spending time with Maya. We'll start here today. I don't want to get into too much of a long, drawn-out re-summary. I've noticed that these shorter ones can be about as much as we need, and I can supplement it more if there's more I feel like I need to add on to it. But we're rank 8 already, so we've been moving along really well. And Maya excitedly revealed that she currently has a crush. It sounds like he's a student at her school, and she seems rather head over heels over him. Yeah, she'd mentioned that to me. She was kind of anxious to mention it to me because she didn't want to change the relationship between Maya and Tatsuya, our game characters, as gaming friends. But she mentioned that, yeah, there's somebody she likes, and she wanted me to know that. So it was cool that she wanted to share that with me. Yeah, that's right. And there was kind of that bit of a cliffhanger afterwards as well, because she said that after the gaming session, she was going to stop by the salon and just kind of make some changes to see if she can get Shima-kun to notice her a bit more. So that seemed like an odd coincidence, but that was that little bit of where we left things off. It actually might have been 2 weeks ago now that I think about it. I think last week we just enjoyed some gaming together that didn't advance the story link, or social link story. So maybe today, I guess we'll see, maybe we can take that next step. Yeah, let's spend the day enjoying some gaming with Maya in Innocent Sin Online. And we might grow closer. Ooh, I was gonna say this is a different screen. Usually we're in the Shimagawa dungeon area. Important announcement. It has been our hope since the launch of Innocent Sin Online to maintain the game for as long as we are able. Unfortunately, after careful consideration, we have made the difficult decision to terminate service. So much of a person is just invested in these things, and it's no matter what the game is, even if I've never played it, if I hear stuff about that with games, it's like, oh, that's so sad to hear. We deeply apologize for any inconvenience this may cause our loyal players. That line there always kind of sounds like just a waste of words almost. Like, we're sorry for the inconvenience of taking this thing away from you that you'll never be able to get back. Sorry. It's like, it seems hollow. The servers will remain open until the official end date. Please tie up any unfinished business before then. Thank you for your understanding. Again, we hope you enjoyed your time with Innocent Sin Online. That last line, I guess, but thank you for your understanding. It's like, you didn't give me a choice here. You told me this is how it's going to be. Unfortunate. Sincerely, Innocent Sin Online staff. There wasn't even a producer or lead that could sign it himself, and they just signed it the entire staff. The game booted up now. I'm in Shinagawa Dungeon. I see Maya. You got that message from the admins, right, Tatsuya? Unfortunately, Maya faces away. Especially for someone like Maya, who seems like she's been playing this game for years. She was excited when I started playing it back in May, I think it was, when they fixed the internet here. But so I've been playing it for a couple months, and even then it feels like I've made a deep connection to it. But for her, who's been playing it for years, that would just be losing a piece of yourself to have an announcement like that. It said they're canceling Innocent Sin. Think it's for real? This is tough too, because it very much seemed for real, and there isn't much we can do. I mean, I said as much reading the announcements. Like, they made this decision. They didn't say we're thinking about this, or based on player feedback. It's like, we're pulling the plug. Here's the final date. So it's definitely not whatever, I guess. And there's that chance of denial, and maybe she would kind of want that, just to kind of feel like we're trying to fight back against the feeling that this is unfair and that we're losing that world we get to live and share our time in. Or it is just that that denial of reality, and there isn't much we can do. I mean, there isn't anything we can do. But I don't want to just feel like I'm giving up there, because this means so much to her. Maybe if anything, if my overreacting by saying no way, maybe that would kind of just give her that chance to be the one that gets to act rationally, so that she doesn't have to feel like like everybody is betraying her. I mean, and I don't want it to end. That, what I want doesn't change reality, but instead they're canceling innocent sin. I think it's for real. Let's hold out hope. It's almost 100% false hope at this point, but it's just one of those hard things to just hand wave away and accept. Oh yeah, what can you do? So no way. I know, right? How dare they? Yeah. Maya's getting all worked up. There was that side of it too. I kind of wondered if I would kind of be, throwing fuel on the fire there. But she has a right to be mad about this. And that's true. This was more than just a game that we were playing. I mean, I suppose the other side of that, as I continue saying that, this was more than a game because we got to meet and interact with each other. But there's no reason that has to end just because the medium changes. But it's different when you're not... when this is the way we communicate. Yeah, there are other ways to do that, but it's different. It's not the same. So, but yeah, I finally found this place to vent my frustration, and now this. Maya gets closer. Tatsuya, do you think we'll still be able to see each other? I do think so, and that's where I'm going to go, but I want to talk all of the options anyway. No, this is the end is such a doom and gloom side of things that I definitely don't want to just again, sound dismissive like that. And don't worry about it sounds almost even more cruel by saying, oh yeah, this isn't even important enough to consider. Because it's definitely important. So I think so, and like I said, there are other ways. They will be different, and different is different. It doesn't make it better, it doesn't make it worse, but it definitely makes it not the same. And that's a challenge for me in a lot of things and for a lot of people. But if we want it bad enough, and I think we have made that real connection, I think there will still be ways that we can see each other. So I think so. Yeah, guess we gotta find another way. A diff MMO maybe? Or IRL somewhere? I don't know. I liked this one though. Yeah, exactly. It's like this is where our characters are. This is where Tatsuya and Maya are. If it's a different Tatsuya and a different Maya in a different place, it's still the same people at the end of the day, but it's just also different. Maya seems a little down. No, we have to stop wasting our time. True. Yeah, we are working with limited time now. The game announcement said, please make preparations to conclude whatever activities, basically. So, especially in an MMO, that would be that almost terrifying thought of there was so much I was going to do, so much I thought I had time to do that, maybe I won't have time. And I guess that's that parallel to real life as well. It's like nobody knows when the game changes, so constantly putting things off and saying, oh, there'll be next week, there'll be next month, there'll be next year. It's like, stuff could happen. Maya's not going quietly. I'll beat him to the punch. Again, I'm not going to be dismissive and say that won't change anything, because even if it won't, I'm sure Maya knows that as well, but she's got a plan, so I want to know, what are you planning? Oh, don't worry, Tatsuya. I won't do anything dangerous. That's good, but hearing that be the thing she leads off with is a tad concerning. I kind of expected there wasn't going to be anything dangerous, so the fact that she thought the need to say it has me concerned. Maya seems a little happier. I'm going to send them a log for the combos we've been having together here. If they know this game is important to us, maybe they'll reconsider. Okay, it's a hard sell, potentially, but I like leaning into that human element side of things. Even though you might be a middle-aged man or a 12-year-old girl. That shouldn't matter. To tell you the truth, I kind of hope you're a handsome guy, though. Don't worry, Maya will protect you. We'll always be partners, Kay? That's right, we will. I can tell Maya cares about me. I definitely do feel that, though. Or, too. It's a shame that we're losing the game that we like, but to have that link between us be forced to change, it doesn't change the fact that it exists, but it still forces change. It's So we both have to come to terms with that, and I'm glad to see that Maya cares about it just as much as I feel like I do, in the reciprocal side of that. So it's not welcome news, but it doesn't change the most important part of our interaction. The players behind the screen still exist, and we can still encounter each other in other capacities. It's just not the comfortable, fun way we've been doing so far. I definitely felt like we grew closer in this, though. Rank 9 with the Hermit. To see just one unfilled star around there, that's so wild to see at this point. So yes, that is rank 9 with Maya, the online game Innocent Sin Online. Okay, I'm gonna go write my email with our convo log. Don't mess with Maya and friends or you'll regret it. Next time we'll celebrate our victory, okay? Bye. Maya's player signed off. I've said it every time, too. Sometimes trying to read Maya's chats, those can be kind of hard to put words to. It's easy enough to parse them in my head, but to try to put words to them as well, for whatever reason, that just trips me up so much. I think I did a little better with it this week. Yeah, Maya's player signed off. I decided to log out as well. Kind of puts a bit of a sour note on the gaming time, knowing that it's coming to an end. Or you could argue changing form, I guess. I keep saying it's coming to an end, but while the game changes, the people don't have to. And that's what's supposed to be the important side of an MMO, right? To some, I mean, yeah. When a game ends and the story changes, that still hurts, though. But even with all that was a fun afternoon. Still a very quiet place down here. I wonder, as I say that, I wonder if everybody else is upstairs. There have been other Sundays like that where everybody's been on that second floor landing area. So I wonder if they all, are up there, and I basically just, walked by them all to saunter down to the lounge area here. You've got Wild Duck, the wait is over. The weekend Wild Duck set is finally here. Plus, your free drink that comes with the set will have extra ice. Peck away, Wild Ducklings. Secret recipes? Mysterious ingredients? Do you have the guts to go Wild Duck? And Wakatsu, again. Today we are serving our special limited dish only for our regulars. A full-course seafood set meal available at a reasonable price. We hope you will all try it. Remember, a healthy brain stems from healthy food. Wakatsu's got your back. Well, it didn't look like... there were no texts from my social links. I don't think Mutatsu-san was available on Sundays. I think he was just the latter part of the week. The last few times President Tanaka's been available, he sent a text, so based on that, it doesn't seem likely that they're going to be social links. I don't know about Tartarus. I'm not really feeling that, considering the trip we have tomorrow. Even though there is a new area opened up, it just kind of feels like one of those dubious, irresponsible things to say, I know we've got this big, important vacation coming up, but let's go risk life and limb for tonight before we leave. From a game standpoint, I could see the value in doing it, but from a narrative story standpoint, not so much. And since I'm playing this as a narrative story, I'm going to go with that not so much side of things and probably not look at Tartarus tonight. All that being said, that probably opens up, I don't know, getting dinner or something. I'm not sure if anybody upstairs wants to do anything. I mean, if they do, then that could be a good way to go. We'll see what those options are, but if not, I'll pick a social stat. I kind of want to work on my courage a bit more now that we've made it past those exams. That's kind of been a longer-term goal. Since I found Fuuka after school, I need more courage to spend time with her. But I want to try to kind of reach that point, so that's the next social stat I want to try to work on. And again, I'm trying to get better about talking this out before just jumping right to seeing what everybody else did. So I think that kind of paints the broad strokes of the evening. So now we can take a look and see what other people decided. Oh, okay, Mutatsu-san is available. So I'm going to stop upstairs then and see if anybody else has anything available going on. Ooh, I also see that shared computer idea there. There's the URL salesman guy at Club Escapade that has some sort of security takedown training note program thing that he was selling, which sounded interesting. That doesn't sound bad. I mean, it doesn't sound like necessarily something I'll immediately need either, but it would be kind of nice to get that, whatever that unlocks, done so that it's not something that still needs to be done. I can see if he's selling anything else as well, but yeah, that might actually not be a bad thing. It would kind of just be continuing spending the entire day on a computer, just in a different room as it was compared to upstairs, but I still want to talk to everybody and just take a look and see what people are thinking. Yeah, nobody went to Tartars tonight, so I'm not sure if that was just that general consensus from the team that nobody wants to go to Tartars tonight with a trip tomorrow. I could see that very much being the case. But yeah, actually, talking about that shared computer, that is really tempting tonight. I don't have an immediate need for any more courage. I guess any more than I have an immediate need for whatever that website link does. But there are going to be continual needs for courage going forward. But once I use those shared computer items, they're done for the playthrough. So it's kind of just like checking something off a list of things that I want to try to address at some point. So maybe it's one of those like, well, I've got the evening to consider it. Maybe I should take advantage of doing it. What do you think, Fuuka?
Hi.
Kirijo-senpai and Sanada-senpai aren't here, so I don't think we can go to Tartars tonight. Good point, that was the rule. Also, I appreciate knowing that now, so I won't scour the building looking for where they could be. Since we'll all be leaving for the trip tomorrow, I think I'll call it a day now. Alright. Good night, Fuuka. By the way, do you think Yukari-chan is doing alright? As usual, she seemed apprehensive about some things. She seems to really put a lot of thought into things, so it's kind of hard sometimes to really tell what those things are. But yeah, I mean, I kind of picked up on a little bit of that too. But I hope she's doing all right. We went shopping for swimsuits this afternoon, but she looked pretty down the entire time. And I wonder, I mean, so much has happened recently, coming off of the full moon, and there was the confrontation with Mitsuru and Akihiko and Chairman Akutsuki about everything that they knew about the past coming to light, and feeling lied to and betrayed. And just before the exams, not that long ago anyway, Yukari actually did stop and apologize to Mitsuru about some of the things she said, so it did kind of feel like they were moving past that, but maybe there are some other bits of information that came from that are still weighing on her. Yeah, that would have been last Sunday that apology happened. I think it might have been Monday. I'm pretty sure it was Sunday. I mean, either way, there was that bit of dialogue. Yeah, when she starts with a sigh and that does kind of fit into what Fuuka was saying. Oh yeah, maybe something's not quite right. It's not like I don't like Yakushima or anything. I usually love the ocean and getting some sun. And I don't get seasick, so the trip's not an issue. I guess I'm just not really in the mood for it right now. Okay. That feels like one of those, like, I don't know the specifics, but I don't need to know the specifics. She said her why, and I'm like, okay. If you want to talk about anything, I'll talk, but I don't want to press for more details, because if she wanted to share them, she would have shared them. And as I'm saying that, I'm getting mesmerized by Junpei's meal again. It looks so good. We've talked about this before, just how great they make the food look in these games. Amazing that something like, just displayed on screen there is like, that looks really appetizing. Dude, I'm so ready for this. Look out, ladies, here I come.
Well, yes, but...
Is that all you think about, Junpei-kun? That almost sounded like Fuuka was, not just questioning it, but almost like she was disappointed. It's like, Junpei, is that really all you think about?
Jeez.
You sure know how to leave your troubles behind. This kind of stuff, though, this is kind of why I feel like Junpei isn't wrong to feel like everybody's kind of ganging up on him on stuff. It's like, he likes what he likes. He's excited for these reasons, Don't give the guy a hard time about it. I wish I could let things go as easily as you do. That right there, too, that's another barb to kind of throw at him, because he's like anybody else. We know that he thinks about these things, and we saw last Sunday morning when he was sitting in front of the Screenshot movie theater having to think about things. Like, he definitely takes these things to heart. He makes it look like he's just, happy-go-lucky and carefree, but I don't think he lets things actually go as easily as Yukari might think.
Nah.
You gotta live life to the fullest. And how are you going to do that if you're always stuck moping? I do kind of like that line, though. That almost feels like he's talking to them, but also kind of explaining his own recent choices of trying to mend the bridge between he and I. It's like, I've been moping. I've been the one that's been stuck. So is that any way to live? I know it's not. So I'm trying to move past that. So I like to think that not only is he explaining his current choices, but that's kind of showcasing his current growth as a person and his outlook on life. I know you're right, but still. Yeah, some deep stuff with the group up here today. Almost forgot I was talking about going out and just, picking up some software for the computer. And I don't think there's going to be anything else on the TV since I watched the news earlier. The news is on right now. Yep. That's all we need to know. But yeah, I'm going to head off to Club Escapade, probably pick up that bit of software, that link, and see what that can do for us. Something different. I've already been by the Station Strip Mall, so I'm not going to double back there today. Here's something else, though. I want to check the antique store, just to see if they're open in the evening. All right. The door opens. That's encouraging.
Welcome. Come on in.
That isn't good, though, because if there's an evening before we head to Tartars, if I want to stop by, and I don't have the chance in the afternoon, I can still stop and do whatever trades I need to do here.
Everything good?
It is.
Come again.
Yeah, if I don't make all the decisions I need to in the afternoon, I still do have that fallback time during the evening hours here. Yeah, there's where I'm going. Where was I going to stop? But it's Club Escapade. Seems kind of weird to, again, be turning down a social link in the evening, but it's almost kind of weird to have social links in the evening for as long as I hadn't had that opportunity. And as many days in a row as it felt like I was spending time with Mutatsu-san, now to kind of be walking away from that, just, again, it feels kind of strange. A thought just occurred to me, though, as everybody's average level is closing in on 30. I believe it was level 31 or 32 that I could make my first tower persona. It would be kind of nice to be able to do that and just have some added bit of social benefit to talking with Mutatsu-san going forward. It doesn't change anything, but it just might, those extra points here and there, they can only be beneficial to have.
Go have a look for yourself.
You're a curious one, aren't you? Well, go ahead, take a look. Yeah, that's a security site note, that's what it was. A note with a URL of a site featuring videos on taking down enemies. It's a little vague, a little nebulous, but we definitely encounter enemies, so if there's something I can learn about taking down enemies, that sounds beneficial. And it doesn't really... for the same reason that I'm not going to probably need courage the next couple days, I can't see myself needing to take down enemies over the next couple days, but that doesn't prioritize one over the other either. I can't say I don't need this one because I need the courage, because I can say the same thing about courage. So I can feel okay going with the security site note tonight and getting whatever this bit of knowledge is and just having that for forever going forward here. So I'm going to buy that for 5,000. And there's also this Iwatodai forum note. I don't know what the benefit to me is to get that, though. The game hasn't really given me a reason to think about why I need an Iwatodai forum note. So until it does, I'm kind of like,
It's been a pleasure.
I don't see the need to spend an evening on that forum. Maybe I'm missing out on something. I mean, hopefully it's not one of those things I end up picking up in a couple months when I got some free time. It's like, oh yeah, this unlocked all these other opportunities. It's like, oh, I wish I'd done that sooner. But for now, I don't feel like I regret that choice, so I'm going to head back to the dorm. Even though I just picked up a URL here, there's always kind of that fun of buying something computer related and getting to come back and that old feeling. I mean, I've talked about it when we would come back from the net cafe and buying a new piece of software, just coming home with that software with you and looking at the box or reading whatever. You're obviously not going to do that while walking, but just that excitement building. You kind of get that today, I guess, if you've got something downloading while you're at work or something and you come home and it should be downloaded or updated, but it hits a little different than it feels like it used to back in the more prevalent physical media era. But let's save it here because I believe this is where I want to spend the rest of my evening. Yep, the security site note. Let's see what that does for us. Fingers crossed. Really to continue our day of computer use with the online games in the afternoon and then the security site note in the evening. Let me see what this URL leads to. Effective security measures online. This seems to be a website that helps with training security team members. There's a list of self-defense videos here, each with a detailed text explanation. I guess I'll start with the most watched video. I watched a how-to video on subduing violent individuals. Interesting evening watching. I learned the importance of having the will to stand up to an enemy. Okay. You know, maybe I can use what I learned in our fights in Tartarus. I was kind of hoping for something like that. You've learned how to use ambush. Okay, well that's different. It's not quite like just the stat bonus I figured it was going to be, like agility or strength or something. Ambush. You can ambush enemies while exploring. When ambushing an enemy, you'll trigger chance encounters regardless of the direction the enemy is facing. Okay, that's beneficial. Dash for set distance to enter the assault state. Attacking while in the state will ambush the enemy. Triggering an encounter from behind will slightly increase Tom's theurgy gauge and may distress the enemies at the beginning of battle. Okay, well, I'm excited about that. A new way to fill my theurgy gauge, a way to potentially debilitate the enemies a little bit if I can still get behind them, and just the chance to still get a chance encounter whether they're in front or behind. And if it requires me to be moving at high speed to reach that ambush state, that kind of would get me through the floors potentially quicker as well. So a lot of benefits to that. I feel good about picking up that knowledge tonight. Hopefully I remember I have it next time I go to Tartarus. Don't know when that'll be since we're going on vacation tomorrow, but we're going on vacation tomorrow, so who's really thinking about Tartarus, right? It's gotten late. I should head back to my room. Yeah, gotta rest up for a big trip tomorrow. Okay. Let's jump out here. Don't want to see anything about tomorrow until tomorrow comes. So let's go back to the desk and talk about today. We'll be right there. Okay, here we are. So that was the end of Sunday, July 19th. And it was another really good day today. Felt like I got to see and do a lot. I'm really happy with some of the choices I was able to make and the progress I made from those choices. And it was just, again, nice to come off of that last week of exams and to have this bit of free time today to just be a normal person again. To get to go out and take that walk around town this morning, to kind of stop at the antique place and talk it out, make some short-term, long-term plans on how I want to approach using the resources I've got. To say hi to all the different people, to talk to Elizabeth and Igor and Officer Kurosawa. Just stop by the Net Cafe and just make more of a full day of things. I didn't just do one thing. I made my way around town and I saw the different sites. And to have not really had the chance to do that for this past week, it's nice to kind of hit back to that bit of normalcy. I was able to do all that and still make it back to the dorm in time to do some gaming with Maya, which is as fun as always. Although today's was kind of an unfortunate start because we learned that the game Innocent Sin Online is closing down soon. You hate to hear that no matter what the game is. Like I said, whether I've played the game or not, if I hear an MMO is closing, I just feel so bad for the players that have to lose their world. And it's rough in-game that we're going through this now. Maya and I, this is the place where we made our connection and where it's gotten to the level and the strength it has. And that's being forced to change whether we like it or not. So we do have to move past that. And I like how Maya wants to kind of do what she can to fight back against it by sharing the conversation logs with the staff. I think deep down we both know that's not really going to do anything, but I like the act of doing it as kind of our way to say that we did something. It wasn't just we rolled over and gave up and said, oh, well, what can you do? These things happen. This is life. It's unlikely to make the staff decide to change their mind. It's like, oh, well, these two people became friends in our game, so let's continue operating it. Yeah, it seems extremely unlikely. But we did something. And I like that. And it really does show the connection Maya and I have. It was kind of also fun to have this situation force me to take that step back and look at the relationship we have. It does exist, certainly by way of Innocent Sin Online, because that's where we first met and where the only place we've interacted. But in talking that out, it's the people on the other side of the screen that is the real connection. Our avatars are the middle ground that facilitates the conversation, but it made me think back to when I first formed the Hermit social link and how cool I'd I still think it is, and how much I talked about liking this one specifically because it was that online format where you're talking to a character in a game, basically, but behind that character is a real person. And that really came full circle here today thinking about that because we're losing that game medium between us, but it is still a real person on the other side of things. This is just kind of that real test of that bond we have, if it can persist when the medium changes. Whether that's going to a different game, or like Maya said, meeting up IRL somewhere, who knows? But it was nice to see that she seems to feel as positive about our relationship as I do about it. We're going to miss it. It hurts to have this world be taken from us, and that's why we want to fight back against it. But it's cool because it's not just that we're losing the game we play, it's that we're losing the way we talk to each other, which shows that our connection isn't just to pixels on a screen or a story in a game. It is to the way I'm encountering and interacting and enjoying time with a person, a real person. And to have Maya think that as well is just so cool. So we definitely saw growth in our relationship today by having to force ourselves to confront the reality that is coming. So that took us up to rank 9 with the Hermit. Definitely our highest social link rank. Looks like just one more rank to go on that, which is amazing and wild to think. But that felt like such a great use of the afternoon. It wasn't exactly a cheery gaming session, but it was still a bit of fun. And to take the social side of it, I definitely feel good about that. So from there, we came to the evening. Akihiko and Mitsuru were out, so we didn't have any chance to go to Tartars tonight. That was fine with me because we have the trip to Yakushima tomorrow. So we didn't want to go out and risk ourselves, facing shadows just before a trip. And we headed upstairs, or everybody was already upstairs, and I headed upstairs. And that's where Yukari, Junpei, and Fuuka were. And Fuuka mentioned that Yukari was kind of acting down. She wasn't quite herself. She was preoccupied. We kind of thought that as well when we saw them both out shopping the afternoon. But Fuuka was saying the same thing to me again tonight. And I talked to Yukari, and she said, she doesn't really know why. She likes the beach. She doesn't get seasick, so she's not worried about the trip. It's just something about it that it just doesn't feel right. And she's always definitely seemed like one of those people who has good intuition on things. And so when she has those feelings, it does kind of give me pause. But I didn't press for details because she wasn't offering them. It wasn't my place to ask for more. And she didn't really seem to know either. She said, I don't know why I feel this way, but I just do. So hopefully whatever that's about, we're able to move past it and, address it properly. I guess I don't want to just, dismiss it and say, stop worrying about things. But hopefully it doesn't become a problem. And I'll just, all of us there, I think we'll try to be there for her and help however she wants us to. Kind of talking to Junpei about that, and he's just excited. He can't wait. Yukari was a little jealous of that too. It's like, I'm so preoccupied about stuff. I don't know how you can just, wave it away and just be excited. And he kind of said, look, that's what you've got to do. You've got to just move past the stuff that's not good and look for the stuff that is. And it was fun to kind of see that, he was... That feels like the corner he turned because he was actually looking inside himself this past week and seeing the stuff he didn't like and saying, okay, I don't want to dwell on this anymore. I want to move past it. I want to stop being what I am right now. It's not just I'm going to let this happen and there's nothing I can do. It's like I'm going to take active steps to move beyond it. So it isn't just him dismissing reality and ignoring it. It's like him confronting it. So that cool side of Junpei that, again, I wish I could actually give him more credit for. Rather than just like, the borderline disappointment. It sounded like in Fuuka's voice that all you care about is the ladies on the beach. But he's excited. He knows what he wants. Yeah. So it was a surprisingly deep conversation between the three of them, or the four of us, to just kind of see how they're doing before the trip tomorrow. And that gave me some time for the rest of the evening. Again, no Tartarus. So I decided it was going to be fun to pick up that security site note from Club Escapade. I didn't exactly know what the deal was with it or how it was going to benefit me, but it felt like one of those things I wanted to just get done to say that it was done. Kind of like going to the net cafe and finishing off the software that's been there so far. I know those things are done now. So by that same logic, I wanted that security site note and just to take that chance while I've got it tonight, while there's not something else more pressing, to see what it would do for me, and then to know it's done and not have to think about doing it later. And I felt really good about that because it turns out it unlocked a new ability once we're in Tartarus to ambush enemies. So if I dash for long enough, it puts me in an ambush state. And then if I attack the enemy, it won't matter if I attack them from the front or the back, I'll still get that chance encounter. And if I do ambush them from behind, then there's a chance that it'll put them in a distressed state and it will boost my theurgy gauge. So it feels like all benefits. Some new ways to approach the shadows, potentially move through the floors a bit more quickly, and just, again, to feel that extra bit of growth and new abilities is really cool. So that was a fun use of the evening hours there. Kind of kept the theme of being on the computer all day, but nothing wrong with that. But from there, it didn't let it get too late because we're all excited for the trip tomorrow. Figured we'd probably want to rest up and just be ready to travel and excited for where that's going to take us tomorrow. So that was how Sunday, July 19th came to a close, and it was a really great day. I want to thank you so much for sharing it with me. I'm Tom Shima. I play this Persona A Day series live every day at 12:30 Eastern Time, so anytime you want to be here and see it played live, I would love to have you. I also upload each day's playthrough to my YouTube channel because I know real life is busy and catching a live stream doesn't always work, so whenever that works better for you, the whole series will be available there to watch at your own pace, as much or as little as you want. And I hope you all have a great Sunday. Hopefully the weekend has been progressing well. If you're needing to get things done, I hope they're going smoothly. If you're able to take that break and step back and enjoy things, I hope it's been just as much fun as you were hoping for. And no matter what the case for the weekend, I hope it sets us up for the best week we can encounter. So yes, I've been Tom Shima. Thank you for being here today. I hope I can see you again tomorrow. It's the start of a vacation. If you want to come along, I'd love to have you. Until the next time I see you, I hope you take care. Thank you again for being here. I hope you have a great day. Take care. Goodbye.